Tutorials. Here's your host, Matt Kluskowski.
Let's take a look at a quick little technique when it comes to opacity inside of Photoshop and layer styles. So I'm going to show you in context of adding a quick watermark to a photo here. Let's select our shape tool, and I'm going to actually select the custom shape tool here. I'm going to go to my shape picker, and if you go to the list here and you load all shapes, because I'm going to tell you to load all shapes because I really have no idea where it is, but there's a little copyright symbol. So this could be your personal watermark. Right now I'll just use the copyright. And what you do is just click and drag. And this puts a big ugly copyright symbol right in the middle of our photo. So obviously if we want a watermark, we don't want it to look like that. Here's what you do. Go to your layer styles, add a bevel and emboss. And I'm not even going to change the setting. I'm just going to click on OK here. And now there's a setting up here. There's opacity and there's fill opacity. When you're adding a watermark, if you drop the opacity down, what you're doing here, and let's click off here, you can see the little outline. If you click off, you don't see the outline anymore. So I can just click back on the layer to hide that outline here. And if I drop my opacity down, I'm really dropping the entire watermark. So the whole thing disappears. So let's bring that up to 100. And instead, what I want to do is drop my fill opacity. And the fill is the color of the layer, not the layer style that I added here, the bevel and emboss, but it's the color. So if I drop fill down, watch what happens. See that? So what I do is I keep the bevel and emboss layer style, which is that raised white and that sunken dark area. I keep that, but I get rid of the black inside there. So now I'm able to have a watermark that doesn't necessarily intrude so much on my photo here. So it's a really useful tip for whatever your watermark looks like. You can always hide the color of the layer just by dropping down that fill opacity. Now, I know that you're going to think that this is a horrible transition, but it is absolutely true. I get so many questions from people on how to add watermarks to their photos. It's becoming more and more popular as time goes on, as more photographers go digital. Well, there's easy ways to do it, but they're not always so flexible. But if you check out my Speed Clinic book, it might be worth the price of the book for you alone if you need to add watermarks to your photos, because I've got an entire chapter on batch processing and an entire chapter on adding watermarks to your photos, because I think it's that important of a topic. So I've got a lot of great reviews on just those two chapters alone. So if that's something you need to do, you might want to go check out the Photoshop CS2 Speed Clinic book. Something that you don't want to do, go buy the book anyway. Give it to somebody else who does want to add watermarks. I'm just kidding. You don't have to buy the book if you don't want to. But hey, check it out if that's something that you're interested in.